Please listen carefully.
Welcome to Clubmen 1645, and we've returned back to Duncliffe Wood. As you know, on August the 4th, Richard Newman met Oliver Cromwell here before going to Hambledon Hill. But we've come back to Duncliffe today to look at these ancient small-leaved limes, which are behind me, because these would have been here back in the day when Richard Newman was here with the Clubmen and Oliver Cromwell, and we think we'll go and have a closer look. Shall we have a closer look?
We'll have a closer look,
We'll go down there and have a look.
Yeah.
There's also some boundary limes which were walked to later. But we thought what we do with these Clubmen videos now is add a little bit more to them. So, what's in the areas of interesting things to see. And this is definitely one of them. Well, here we are, and I'm actually stood in front of the small-leaved limes here.
Yep.
And this would have been one root ball.
Yeah, that set of three would have come from one root ball.
One
That's a
root
stool,
ball.
they call it
stool.
stool. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Can you still pick me up on the mic?
Yes.
So these three here, and this would have been the root ball.
Yeah.
And these would have been coppice.
That's right.
600 to 1,000 years ago.
What? Well, they'd have been.
Is that the estimate?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's quite difficult to estimate the age of them in that, you know. Yeah, it's between 600 and 1,000 years old.
Okay.
That lime. Yeah.
And them as well over there.
And those as well. Yeah.
So,
yeah. So we don't know when they were last coppiced.
No.
But
that's
yeah.
the only thing here of that age still.
Yeah.
Because this was sold to the National Trust 1980s, 84, 85, something like that.
The Woodland Trust.
Woodland Trust.
Yeah.
But before that it was privately owned.
Yeah.
And everything was cut down in the 60s.
Yes.
So these small-leaved limes are the only thing really you can come up to Duncliffe and still see of that age here. Although the ground is such, is of that age that is quite undisturbed, I've been told.
Yes, that's right, yes, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go, the small-leaved limes there. That's probably one tree, it would have been.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
And another one over there.
Yeah, yeah. Yes,
But,
we came up with someone from the Woodland Trust, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago. And she was explaining that ancient forest is just as much about the forest floor as it is the trees, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So, and we're going to look at those boundary limes now, shall we?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
That are of a similar age, I think.
I suppose we better say something about the Clubmen as we're here. So, that's the chap. You recognise him?
We
Yes,
can see him.
that's
yeah.
Oliver Cromwell, of course. And he was here on August the 4th, 1645. And that is part of the map, which you can download off the Clubmen site there. That's a section of it with Duncliffe Wood. And we have an account here of what happened that day in the True and Former. The True and Former, you know, no lies there. And the account I've put on the Clubmen site is such. I might read the first paragraph as such. On the 4th of August 1645, Lieutenant General Cromwell, having been given intelligence of Clubmen rendezvous in the county of Dorset, set forth to engage with a party of 1,000 dragoons from Sherborne, heading towards the town of Shaftesbury and passing through Sutton and Waldron. His first encounter came at Duncliffe Hill, which is here, a heavily wooded area near the town. Seeing colours and flags flying from the top of the hill, Cromwell sent a lieutenant with a small party to see the meaning of the flying colours and to acquaint the holders of that the Lieutenant General of the Army stood at the bottom of the hill. Upon hearing this, and knowing Cromwell in person was at the bottom of the hill, a Mr. Richard Newman descended to meet and question Cromwell on why the Clubmen, leaders of the Clubmen, had been taken in Shaftesbury the previous Saturday. Now that would have been August the 3rd, the day before they rendezvoused here. And Fleetwood came in with a troop of horse and captured all the Clubmen leaders there and put them in prison as such, or arrested them as such, you know. So, but they were held at Sherborne anyway. Cromwell replied that they'd been taken under Fairfax's authority and are to be tried judicially for raising a third party in the kingdom. Fairfax did not want to see their places plundered, and they could defend any violence coming upon them. They should also bring any agreements against them to the new model army, whereupon the culprits would be punished. He followed his reply to Richard Newman. The Clubmen leaders taken in Shaftesbury, if found guilty, would face charges of that nature. If innocent, would be freed by Fairfax himself. Cromwell with a small party went with Mr. Newman to meet with the Clubmen gathered at the top of the hill, whereupon they agreed to Cromwell's assurances and returned to their homes. Richard Newman and his meeting here with Cromwell in 1645. You can go to the Dorset History Centre, and if you go there, there's a pardon there, and there's a pardon for Richard Newman for all his activities during this period in the Civil War, and he's acquitted of all his activities as such, what he did with the Clubmen and his rendezvous with some of the royalists in the area. But it's well worth looking at because it's got a seal of Charles I on it. So if you're down here and you want to visit some of the Clubmen sites, you've got Hamilton Hill, you've got Duncliffe, you've got Babby Rings, you've got all those Dorset sites, and you can come to the Dorset History Centre and take in a bit of Richard Newman as well and look at that pardon, because it's well worth a visit. So there you go. Anyway, we'll go and look at these border limes because they are most interesting.
Okay, great, another little walk.
Just a quick word about the tracks here now, because when I used to come up here when I was younger, this was all mud. It was really hard to get about, you know, you need welly boots and, you know, and wear good gear, but they put all this hardcore down now, so it's well worth a visit here now because you can access all these areas really easy. So this is all quite new, this stuff. When they first put it in, I was worried about it because I thought it would take the character away from the woods a little bit, but it's actually a really good idea because it brings people here, and hopefully we can bring people here to think about the Clubmen. But it's just nice to come here anyway for a walk. So we should carry on and go and look at these small leaved
limes.
Small leaved limes, which are this way. Hello, yeah, not too bad, thanks.
Hello.
Here we are at the boundary small leaved limes. Is it broad leaved?
Small leaved limes.
Small leaved limes, and they are behind me. These are the boundary limes, and these have been coppiced as well over the centuries, and they're there behind me and in front of me. But it's starting to pour with rain, and we're going to head back, aren't we?
We are. Have a hot cup of coffee.
But yeah, please visit, and Duncliffe, yeah, great place, even in the wet. God, here it comes. Right, check out the Clubmen, 1645 website, work in progress. Talk about it.